Okay, we are back. We've got more Claude messages because it's another day, and we're going to try and get this some of this testing functionality working again. So if you caught my previous video, we've got a bunch of tests that are failing, some of which I believe are due to bugs, some of which I believe are just more test-related issues. So we're going to start with the test-based ones. I'm just going to remove this auth.js file and re-add it just to make sure that we have the most recent up-to-date one. So desktop. And currently, if we come over to our code, we have two tests that are failing. So I'm going to ask Claude, I'm going to say in your knowledge base, actually let's also add the test files. I have a file called auth.js and also a file called auth.test.js. In auth.test.js, we have a number of jest-based tests for testing functionality in auth.js. Setup of our test environment leverages another file called setup.js. The most important thing here, so we say the most important thing here is that we use Mongo memory server rather than having a separate test database. When I run the tests in auth.test.js, the following tests fail. Please do not write any code, but explain why these tests are failing after you have reviewed both the auth.js file and auth.test.js file to determine if it's an issue with our test cases or an issue with our actual project code. Alright, let's see if that helps. After reviewing both. So it's got that same issue again. We were having this version number added, and in a previous video it was saying that the version for the token should be on the user model, not on the token model, but we hadn't changed that functionality. So it is expecting version. So in auth, yeah, so if we go version comparison, yeah, user, so we can see here token version is undefined. So we don't currently have that functionality. and then I'm concerned if we look at our user model, yeah, we don't have it. Okay, and then with the other issue, it's the same reason. Okay, so currently So I think previously when it was talking about token versioning, it was saying to put it on the user model because the user owns the token, which is still true because we have this reference. So I think we should tell, okay, do you think updating let's see what it comes back to with this. Okay, so it's interesting. In a previous video, it said that that wasn't best practice and to put it on the user model, but I think when it was doing that in hindsight now, it was saying it didn't realize that our token model had a reference to the user, which would obviously make sense. So yeah, let's have a look here then what's going to change. So I might make this a little bit bigger and make this a little bit smaller, and then bring the chat over here so everyone can see what I'm doing. So what we do need to do is we need to bring in our token model. Token equals require token. So this should all be the same. This should be the same. This should be the same. That's the same. And then here, so let's get rid of this for a second. So what we're going to do is here, we are going to get the token, find it by looking up the user ID, return the access token or our bearer token. I should be explicit with how we're calling it, because sometimes we call it bearer and sometimes we call it access. Fix that up later. And then we also need to add this code. Actually, it's done a slight mistake, please. Okay. It wasn't using Express.js 5 error handling, so I just want it to do that correctly. So let's just back out of that for a sec, sorry. And we're going to go, so decoded, yep, verify. Actually, it's changed this quite a bit. Token. So we're going to replace all of this. Then in our tests, I'm not sure if it's giving me the whole file. Let me just work this out. So authentication middleware. Yeah, it's changed this a little bit. So all of this. Down to describe token validation. We'll replace that. And then token validation. Should reject. Yeah. Validation. Okay. I think it probably replaced. Right, so then from here, token. Just going to replace all of this. Save, and let's come back and run this. We don't have token model. Const token equals require. Token. Let's run again. There's only 7 tests, so I'm gonna check what tests might be missing. Okay. What's happening now? Okay, so no, see, I didn't notice that. So we're not actually using the token model for the access token. Actually, okay, we've made a mistake there. Email password reset. Okay. So it's saying to add that. So we will come to our user model. What we will do is copy that correctly. Token version. What we're going to do, so we can add this here, but we'll put a note and say this is for access bearer token only. So we don't forget that. And then go back to auth. So this is kind of how it was before, so we'll just copy up to there just in case any of the imports are slightly wrong. save. All right, and then add this utility. So we're going to now also need to test our user model and add a test case for that. So let's not forget to do that. All right, okay. Now if we go back to auth test, let's go back to what we previously had. I think that's it. Let's just run that and see. Okay, nope, that's still looking for a token. This. Yep, so get rid of that. Save. Run again. Alright, 5 failed. This is just a slight difference, I think. Okay. I have tests correct. If so, these tests still fail. Please advise why. Right. Yep. Let's copy this. Come back here. Let's see if this works. All right. Happy days, that all worked. If we go to auth.js, 100% coverage, we are in business. All right, now what I'm going to do is say, great, that worked. Actually, let's go new chat. Let's add, and let's find user. Just user. Delete that. Let's add in. Now model user, and then let's also add in model tests user. Let's run that test model / model tests - user.test.js. It shouldn't have 100% coverage. What have I done? Modules. Models and models tests. Models. Okay, great. So it doesn't have 100%. So in your project knowledge, there is a user.js file, which is our user model. There is also a user.test.js file, which is all of our tests for the user model. We just added this piece of code to our user model. As well as this field to the model schema. Please tell me what tests we need to update and or add in our user. Well, all right. So we're just going to add all of that. Oh my gosh. Copy. Save. Run the new tests. Logger. Our user model. We added logger. There's some logging functionality that I didn't realize that we had. Okay. Move this back over here. One failed. So should handle. So what is it saying? Can't save the same doc multiple times in parallel. I get this error. Hang on. What's this? So please. Two processes trying to build it might okay. So let's do this. And then token version management we need to replace with this. So let's run that. Okay, what's failing? Users not defined. Where? Okay, I get these errors. I don't think it's an issue with the test. I think there's something wrong in our model. Yeah, we're trying to doing this constructor. Yeah. All right. So this save. Happy days, everything passed. User models back up to 100. Let's just go back. Just want to test our auth again, just to make sure that nothing changed when we updated that functionality for user. This part here, invalidate all tokens. No, it didn't. Fantastic. We will consider that success. I realized they're in this scripts folder, which is. Let's just go back up one so we're not confused. Git add, git commit, updated auth logic, and fixed auth tests. Cool. All right. So if we come over here, we can tick off auth.test.js as done, and I'll catch you in the next one.